That's so fucking hilarious.
There's other ways that you take everything in and never give anything. Oh, now that is you are getting to be a true follower.
Who would have thunk? I really didn't think this was.
Our street! Our street! Our street! Our street! You know about it.
I gotta tell you guys something.
If we want in the park, we're getting in the park.
It's live.
YouTube?
It will be. It's not like we're not streaming right now. I'm just documenting.
Cool. Now I'm interested to see what happens. I think I can take all 5 of those punks.
Yeah.
If I have to, I'll defend myself.
If you have to. Hopefully they won't do anything.
Washington County Sheriff's Office, they told me go down there and defend yourself, Myers. Hey, my county's got a $111 million jail. We got better toys than those guys. Hey, West Side! West Side! Fuck the police! Fuck them!
What's up? What's your shirt say today?
I had to add Dan.
Dan
Talisman.
Well, of course.
Dan Talisman is dead, and someone should tell him to lay down in the coffin so we can get on with the funeral. He is emotionally dead. Got nothing going on inside of him. No soul.
Wasn't he in charge of the police for a while?
Yeah.
I think he was. That's a good guy to have in charge of the cops. Somebody's about. But yeah, well, crap, Joe.
This is a great mixture of a whole bunch of things. I don't even have a clue what's going to happen here today. And that's good.
Yeah, it's good. Malcolm's out here too. Veterans for Peace. Yep. All right. We got a bunch of veterans flags here.
The Vietnam Veterans Against the War flag. We stand for justice. There is no justice in this fucking building over there. You can take out that word "fuck" if you so choose.
I think we need to be explicit about what we feel. Let's not hold our cards back.
I am absolutely ripping because Amanda Fritz came over to me and Malcolm, pointed her finger at us and said, "You guys, by supporting what he's doing, are going to kill him."
She pointed at you and said, "You're going to." And what you guys?
Malcolm went. And I just looked at her and said, "You're just so far out of line. You're way out of line on this." So I'm finished.
Isn't that somehow they?
What's that term that Barbara Bush used to use? I'm done with you. I am done with Amanda Fritz. I am done with her.
Yeah. They want everybody just to shut up about it. Then go about their usual business of order and.
They are total assholes. I call them the 5 shits. That's my new name for them, the 5 shits.
I wouldn't really like to offhand call them 5 shits, but now I kind of see why you're doing it.
Yeah,
I understand.
It works. It works.
I mean, what are we going to put, sugarcoat it? And
they don't have a soul between the 5 of them.
Yeah.
It's all about them.
Yep.
Everybody is trying to figure out what the hell is going on in their brain. And the only thing that we could come up with is they don't like it when we demand stuff. They're not used to it.
Yeah.
So let's make them used to it.
Hey, Joe, especially if it's the right thing to do. It's the moral right thing to do.
Oh, we are brothers keepers. You're damn right we are.
Yeah.
And all these religious people that go to church every Sunday and walk over people to get to the church are hypocrites. They are just hypocrites.
Joe, you know, years ago they were sleeping around this building, and they've been doing it for year after year after year. How many years are all these councilmen just going to step over the bodies and go in there to their nice pie-paying jobs and ignore everybody in the streets?
Yeah.
They step over these bodies year after year after year. And meanwhile, our Right to Dream is doing great things.
Yeah.
The Dignity Bill is doing great things.
On their own.
On their own. And all they do is get oppression and repression against them and spanked and fined.
Yeah.
And said, well, we can't authorize that. We can't care about people like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is, but they are defective human beings in there. We have voted in defective human beings, and we should stop that. If we don't trust them, stop voting for the better of the 2 evils, because they're still evil, damn it.
Yeah.
And look what we got. We thought Amanda Fritz was a reasonable person. She came out of the blue-collar world. We thought she would at least understand our arguments. Nothing.
Well, thanks for speaking up, Joe. It needs to be said. And I'm glad there's all these people out here saying
Me too.
Yep.
Me too. And I'm glad there's such a difference. Me too.
Oh, you know, I'm walking everywhere. Working my way over to the cops, keep an eye on them, you know. Yeah.
All right, people.
Knocking down picture station.
Good. Still good. Hey, get around.
Can I have your camera, please?
Mainly, want to have hold out.
Can't say that. Run away.
So I gotta be turned around.
Get in the room. Ibrahim, can I have your link and not your head? Thanks. I got your hair turned.
Smile.
One camera? Hold on, I'm a little slack. I knew you were going to.
Smile even if you're pissed off.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm moving. 2-steppers. Moving.
Yeah, this is great.
Amber.
Here comes our friends.
How you doing? I'm doing okay. Good. There you go. How are you?
I'm doing good. There you go. I'm doing okay.
Occupy the road.
Leave room for creation.
The beauty of art and the creation.
Well, the people's art or
It's
whatever.
already.
Here come the bike pigs!
Hey, Cameron. Day 50?
Yeah, day 50.
Hang in there, brother.
Thank you. All right. Nobody's moving.
We're moving.
I know. He knows.
We're almost late. We're on time.
Got that live stream streaming?
Jess E is going to be here.
What you doing? Are you running audio or something?
I'm doing the sound.
Oh, you're doing the sound. Thank you.
I'm doing the sound today.
Good, good.
We got it all set up. About to put some music on here. Yes, I have tested it.
Perfect. Yeah. Watch the song.
Everybody gather around me. I got something I want to tell you. Listen, you're on the bottom, like I am today. Those around you losing faith in what you're trying to do. There's only one thing a man can say. You can't keep a good man down. There've been mistakes, and I made a few. Know what a price I have paid. Yet still they try to push me around. But they can't keep a good man down. And many times I feel low. Doesn't matter. It was actually the perfect. I lose sight of the dream. Lose sight of the dream. That's alright. Soon I know I'll be back on top again. Running things, treat a man like dirt, give him no respect for who he is, expect something dirty in return. Oh, they're flying high up there.
Can we get our speakers, please? Ajamu. Yeah, you. Felicia? Where's Felicia? Speakers, please.
How are you, dear? And so we meet again.
justice. Thank you guys for coming out here. Make this to the point. We have a list of speakers who have all came to share their story. Anybody else, if they do want to come speak, please talk to me. We have a list. We have spaces available. So I want to introduce our first speaker, Felicia Campbell.
Thanks everybody for coming out today to support radical change in the world of affordable housing. My name is Felicia Campbell. I'm an ally against classism and toxic social stigma. So for the past few years, I've been integrated into what our community considers a spectrum of housing resources. So I can attest to the frustration of keeping these programs effectively funded and easily accessible to Portland's houseless community. So in a time when places such as the Bud Clark Commons are honored by the city with prestigious awards for contributing shelter, the Portland police are evicting those surviving on our streets that have no other options. This is infuriating and it makes no sense. So during this same devastating time, the Coordinating Committee to End Homelessness has promised in their 10-year plan to ending homelessness, a plan to commit to building greater cross-jurisdictional collaboration between the City of Portland, Home Forward, and Multnomah County. While in the 8th year of their 10-year plan, the Coordinating Committee to End Homelessness has epically failed to incorporate their most crucial collaborative figures, Portland's very own houseless community. Had our houseless community been a part of designing and fulfilling this 10-year plan, the results would have been significantly different and successful. The committee's report listed a total of 44 task areas and goals to achieve homelessness, and not one of those factors listed included open communication and collaboration with the demographic they were potentially serving. They also promised to... I'm getting closer to the microphone. So not one of those 44 tasks not one of those tasks said that they would have collaboration with the demographic that they were serving. They promised to strengthen partnerships with community and faith-based agencies to support, initiate, and replicate programs and approaches that demonstrated success in permanently ending homelessness in our community. Don't bother to ask the City of Portland, Multnomah County, and Home Forward if they strengthen their community partnership with Right to Survive or Right to Dream too. The answer is no. My professional opinion of this 10-year plan is that it is complete bullshit. So, yes, there have been innovative changes in the community because of them. Yes, they have succeeded by obtaining housing for thousands of people, but the outcome has not been sustainable, and it never will be so long as our comrades are kept silent. The same city and county that constructed this 10-year plan to end homelessness has ultimately discriminated, abused, placed ridiculously outrageous fines on the shoulders of our houseless community. They are swept off the street like broken bottles, with nowhere to go but under the feet of Multnomah County. May their shattered glass fill their souls. This is not a crisis we are facing, it is a social plague. So I want to end with this. In 1968, the Federal Fair Housing Act was passed in Congress to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. During the last 2 years of his life, his name was associated with the prospective fair housing legislation and sparked open rallies in Chicago. It took a tragedy to ignite that fire, but their efforts changed our country and gave folks a set of rights by which to live by. Today is no different. Do not be silenced. Housing injustice be damned. Do not give up your right to survive. Thank you.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? All right. My name is Ajamu, and I'm representing a new organization here in this Portlandia town called the Blazing Arrow Organization. And I know most of you out here are good people, right? You're sensible people. You know the difference between right and wrong. Is that right? All right, so not talking to you right now, but there are also a lot of police out here, overcover and undercover, right? They don't always think so well about things. There's also some people out here right now who have a lot of backward views in your life, a lack of understanding about what human life should be all about. And then there's also some liberal-minded people who only believe that justice goes as far as your comfort level. So I'm talking to all you folks right now because a lot of times it's hard for you to understand basic things. So I'm gonna make it simple for you and just do a simple test. All right? Here's the questions, just 2 questions for you. Number 1, if people don't have a place to live, what should we do? Multiple choice answers. A, write your local politician and tell them you're concerned because people don't have a place to live. Who wants that? Woo! B, pray on it and hope it just happens for everybody. Who wants that? Woo! C, find buildings that don't have people in them and move people in them. All right. Now, if you know anything about what happened on May Day in Northeast Portland, you already know what answer I'm about. All right. Second question. If police are brutalizing people, what should we do? A, write a politician, tell them you're upset about it. Who wants that? B, let's just pray on it and hope they stop beating us. C, organize in communities, help people learn how to interact better with one another so we can learn to solve our own problems and drive these beasts out of our communities. Who wants that? All right. All right. So, our proposal to you, friends, family, sisters, brothers, enemies, undercover police, all of you that are here today, our proposal to you today is that, number 1, on the first question, next month, we're going to be rolling out a program in Northeast Portland to challenge this stop and frisk thing they have going on out there and create what we call police-free zones. All right? I'm telling you right now, that's what we're going to do. Whether you believe it or not, I'm telling you right now, that's what we're going to do. Second thing, regarding this housing situation, I'm just going to tell you like this. Get your calendars out right now. On August 5th, Sunday, August 5th, there's going to be a huge block party in Northeast Portland. It's going to be on the 500 block of Bryant Street, which is where the Liberated House that we took on May Day is. All right? You don't want to miss this block party because there's going to be a major announcement at that block party. The biggest announcement I guarantee you Portland has seen all year. You don't want to miss it. Put it in your calendars. August 5th, we're not going to ask anybody for places for people to live. That doesn't make any sense to me. We're going to take places and make people have places where they can live and function as human beings. And if that's too militant for any of you out here, then I say take your head out of the ground. All right? August 5th, 11 a.m., be there. You won't want to miss it. Organize for revolution, forward ever, backwards never. We're not going to ask for housing. We're going to take it. Stay strong.
Hi everyone, I am Brandy Tuck and I am the Executive Director of Portland Homeless Family Solutions. Our mission is to provide temporary emergency shelter to families with children who are experiencing homelessness. We give access to transitional services and teach life skills to help families find permanent housing and achieve greater financial self-sufficiency. We also advocate for the alleviation of family homelessness on a grand scale. Since 2009, family homelessness in Multnomah County has increased by over 35%. There are over 833 families with children that experience homelessness on every given night in Portland, and there are far too few services and streams of affordable housing to make sure that each of these families is safe and secure every night. Our organization keeps a wait list of families that want to get into shelter that is consistently between 20 and 30 families long. Last winter at our family emergency winter shelter, our capacity was 60 people per night, but almost every single night throughout the winter we saw people of numbers of 90 to 100. And all of those people were members of families with children experiencing homelessness. The situation of families who are homeless is an increasingly dire situation because these are families that have small children that are being forced to miss meals, sleep in unsafe conditions, and lack the stability that children need to thrive. The increase in Multnomah County's homeless population can be attributed to the unprecedented economic challenges that we have faced in our region and nationally over the past few years. The Portland metro region has been among the worst hit by the recession, with record unemployment rates and per capita incomes that trail the national average. Unemployment is one of the primary reasons for family homelessness, and the recession has made it harder to find and retain adequate work. Despite declining incomes, the cost of housing in the region has increased in recent years, making it more difficult for low-income residents to afford market-rate rents. According to a recently released national report, a minimum wage worker in Multnomah County would need to work 82 hours per week, or earn $17.40 an hour in a full-time job to afford a two-bedroom apartment in Portland. 49% of Multnomah County's renter households pay more than 30% of their gross income towards rent, mortgage, and utilities. Any crisis, from a medical emergency to job loss, can put a household with this level of rent burden at risk of homelessness. The high housing costs also make it extremely difficult for households already experiencing homelessness to transition off the streets. At Portland Homeless Family Solutions, we accomplish our mission by operating 2 shelters, the Goose Hollow Family Shelter and the 13 Salmon Family Center. We house 8 families experiencing homelessness each night, and we teach life skills classes like parenting, healthy relationships, rent well, budgeting, and many others. Additionally, each of our families works with a housing specialist to try to find permanent housing to create self-sufficiency and guide them to true sustainability. Over the past year, we have helped 88% of the families that walk through our door move into permanent housing. We housed more than 1 family per week, and we made sure that over 300 members of families with children have safe, secure places to sleep each night. Cameron Whitten has been volunteering at our shelters for over 4 years, and we are so proud of the work that he has been doing over the past year and the message that he brings to our community. I want to encourage all of you to consider volunteering at one of the local family shelters or donating coats, money, clothing, and bedding. Also, learn more about the issues of homelessness and affordable housing. It truly takes a village to help our society's most vulnerable citizens, and it's going to take work from each and every single person at this rally, as well as from the larger community as a whole. I challenge each of you to use Cameron's hunger strike as inspiration in your own lives to bring the issues of homelessness and affordable housing to the forefront of our community. Talk about these issues with your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, and your relatives. Call your legislators on the local and national level and encourage them to advocate on behalf of more affordable housing and money to support our local safety net programs. Our city is experiencing a crisis right now by letting our most vulnerable citizens fall through the cracks. Let's put an end to this injustice by pooling our collective resources and our voices and making it known that we will not stand for homelessness in Portland.
Hello, my name is Kate Lohr, and I'm the Social Justice Minister at First Unitarian Church. And Cameron is one of our members. There is no doubt about it. Our country is in crisis. Except for the very rich, people from all walks of life are losing their jobs, losing their homes, losing their hope. It's happening in every state of our union, and it's happening here in Portland. Cameron has been out in front of City Hall for 50 days, withstanding the elements and refusing food in order to draw attention to this crisis we all feel. Some say that Cameron is a fool. He's being unreasonable by expecting to change city policies by undergoing this fast. And to this I say, yes, it may indeed be unreasonable, but it is absolutely necessary. Why is it necessary? Because the issues we're facing are much bigger than Cameron Whitten. The issues we're facing are much bigger than Portland or Oregon or even the USA. What do I mean? Let me answer that with a few questions. Is it reasonable that all our good jobs are being outsourced to other countries? Is it reasonable that the few jobs that remained are the low-paying ones? Is it reasonable that our small and local businesses are being undercut by big box stores? What about this? Is it reasonable that students have to go into a lifetime of debt just to get an education? Is it reasonable that banks can trick people into losing their homes?
Hell no!
And now, closer to home, to the issues Cameron is hoping to remedy. Is it reasonable that people who've lost their homes have to hide in the shadows where it's dirty and dangerous? Is it reasonable to expect people who are hurting or homeless to simply vanish from our sights? Is it reasonable to expect us to tolerate this madness? And so, when we hear that Cameron Whitten isn't being reasonable, it makes me stop and wonder about how reasonable we are being. If we tolerate all the horrific things unfolding in this country, if we see our futures evaporating before our very eyes, is it reasonable for Cameron to put his body on the line to stop this madness? That's right. Cameron is showing us all what must be done. Collectively, we must say no to the madness and yes to peaceful resistance, and that's what Cameron's doing. He's using his one small and shrinking body to say no to the madness. Like many of you, I'm worried about Cameron's health. But unlike you, I think we've got some celebrating to do today. Cameron has showed us what one person with a good solid base of supporters can do. Cameron has also nurtured my faith that Portland will lead the nation in saying no to unchecked greed and saying yes to rebuilding America. And so I want to close by asking you one question. You may be surprised to hear a minister ask you, but can you show me what democracy looks like?
Right here! Right here!
Show me what democracy looks like?
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like?
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Thank you, and God bless.
Hello. Thanks for coming. In 2011, I wrote a screenplay called Home Skillet about a Portland woman who goes on a hunger protest fast against homelessness. We shot our trailer on Monday right here in front of City Hall with Cameron and a bunch of homeless people who joyfully stepped into the cause and sang a song with us, which we're going to sing at the end of everyone's speeches. And a friend called me and said, you know, there's this young guy on a hunger fast against homelessness sitting in front of City Hall, just like your film. So I came down to meet Cameron, who's just a bit older than my eldest child. And I instantly recognized a friend who shared my passion about our state of society. And Cameron and I have been supporting one another in our quest to get the message out. The message is that homelessness is and will be the greatest metaphor for our failure as a species. City Council thinks this will go away. They are hoping that these irritating political activists will get tired and fade away. But they're wrong. They have no vision. City Council, like our American Congress, is living in an old system that will not carry us into the future. Shelter is a right. Shelter is a right. Being able to put a tent up over your head in poor weather is a human right. Using your private property in a non-nuisance manner to support other human beings is a right. When you are a public servant in a government office, your first service is to the people. I'm really saddened by the lack of dialogue, creativity, or vision that City Council has presented to Cameron in his 50 days of walking his talk. When you are a public servant, you are obligated to enter into the conversation. When you are a public servant, you are responsible to the people, for the people, even those who may not have elected you. Public service means just that, serving the public. Congratulations, Cameron, on walking your talk, hon, on 50 days of holding true to what you know is right in your heart. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wade Varner with Homeless Against Homelessness in America, or HaHa Now as we're known to our friends. And there is no reason anybody should be homeless in the great American state. Because we have 11.7 million empty houses right now. Why do we have a homeless population? We have 87,000 homeless veterans out there. Why do we have homeless veterans? I've been talking to the city now for almost a month solid about opening up the 2 areas that are right next to the Resource Access Center at Bud Clark Commons to give us a tent city to put there. They still haven't said they'd do it. This is going to be done at no cost to the city itself. Both Dignity Village and Right to Dream have proved that private people can set up and do these things. So why don't they let us have the public land that we need to take care of people? There is no place where you can go for 2,000 people a day. There is no place for them to sleep. If they sleep in a doorway, they get kicked out. If they sleep in anywhere, they get kicked out or hassled. You can't even sit and lie on the sidewalk without having some, what do they call them, clean and safe officer coming up to you and going, hey, you can't do that. Well, you can. It's called sit-lie ordinance, and you can sleep, and you can sit, and you can lie on the sidewalk. Is what Cameron's been doing here for 50 days. So, we need to get out there and force the city into giving us the places to sleep. I was homeless myself. The Veterans Department got me off the streets and gave me an apartment and gave me a check. Now, I want to do that for every single one of you. The people that don't want to get inside, they have what's called an EDAR. Everyone deserves a roof. And of course, it came from a film producer in California. It's a combination between a shopping cart and a pop-out tent trailer. Google it, you'll see it. It's one of the most exciting things that I've seen for portable homelessness ever. The people that don't want to come inside, and there is people that don't want to come inside, we give them an EDAR and a place to stay. That's all we ask, is just give us a place to go. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Charles. I just want to share a little bit of experience of what homelessness is like. This is my second time being homeless. I've seen people dig through dumpsters for cans, for food, and I feel like even though that we are also human, we still have feelings too. The hard part is every day thinking like, am I going 5 days, a week, 2 days without food? It's not easy, but I'd just like to share that, you know, it is possible to, you know, rally around the support for people that actually need the support. If you guys want to talk to me a little bit more about the experience, I'm willing to share. If you want to pull me aside, I can do that. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Charlie Hales. Thanks for being here today. Hey, I think first of all, before I even start speaking, I want to say that my colleague and friend Jefferson Smith is here. You're going to hear from him in a minute. I think it's great that the two people that are running for mayor of the city, me and my colleague Jefferson, are both here in solidarity for you. I think that's good. Jeff, it's good to have you here. Now, you've heard from a lot of great speakers, and we have more coming, so I just want to say three things. I want to give a shout out in love, and I want to give a shout out in praise, and I want a call to action. First, in love. Cameron, you have a lot of people in this community that care about you and love you. And we want you to be strong and healthy and a warrior for good causes like this one for a long time. So take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Please, for all of us who care about you. We care about this guy, don't we? Secondly, I'm going to talk about how we can do better, but I want to praise good work. We've heard from some nonprofits here already today that are doing great things, and there are others. There's Outside In, there's Join, there's PAIR, there's Sisters of the Road, there's the Bud Clark Commons. There's a lot of good work being done in this community by people that have worked hard and care, and we should say thank you to them. So thanks for good work so far. We're not done yet, but thank you for good work so far. And then finally, what we're doing here today, and it needs to be done, is constantly call our community to action. 1,700 people will sleep on the streets of Portland tonight. Can we do better than that? Yes. Must we do better than that? Yes. Will we do better than that? Yes. Thank you. With your help, we will. Thanks very much.
Follow through. Don't be just another politician.
Hi there. My name is Mary Nichols. I'm Occupy Portland resident helper at the Vigil. And I just want to say a couple of things here. We've got some people who are bringing some stuff behind me to show you. If you guys could do that now. We are here to demonstrate for our free speech by living. That's our constitutional right to live. This is my community. I have shelter, but these are our family. We have a constitutional right to property. And if you've seen some of the signs, you know a person who's houseless has no storage. So when the police or the city says you can't have belongings next to you longer than 2 hours on a sidewalk, that is not a constitutional law in their case. The city has to admit failure in a 17th year of a 10-year plan to end homelessness. What we're doing instead is we are institutionalizing homelessness here to stay, with comments such as, well, if we get rid of the homeless off the street, then more people will come here. Or let's make a special court on every Friday that only homeless people go to. Imagine what it would be like if we said, well, we have noticed a trend. People of color are not paying parking tickets, so we're going to make a special court for them. It's an outrage, because it just marginalizes people who have the least. We are, as a society, how we treat the people who need us the most. And we're talking right now about the 2,000 people who are on the street making for themselves. So right now, what started as just a vigil by some prayer warriors on City Hall property has been a candle that has brought people into the light, where we deserve and we are reserving our right to have bedding, to have some rain protection, to have our belongings next to us. This is a demonstration, protected speech. It's our right to property under the Fourth Amendment. It's our constitutional right to be alive. And so, it may not be a permanent solution, but if you see us here along 4th Avenue demonstrating in the light where it is safe, instead of being separated and thrown to the side like cockroaches into Crack Alley, these are families, these are human beings. We're going to be out there, and you as a community can help us. You can come in, if you see it's messy, help us, because those are wet blankets, that's why it's messy. Dirty tarps look messy, help us. OccupyPortland.org has a button on the left that says vigil, that takes to a We Pay page, which is also an information page, where you can watch our David Loves video about the vigil, about Cameron, about this demonstration. You can find email, you can find Vigil TV. Vigil TV is where I interview people who are houseless and people standing by their side, and you can hear for yourself how close we are as individuals, how 2 paychecks away and some bad luck can land you right into the street. People who have gotten homeless because they tried to go to school and financial aid made a mistake. Just imagine that. So, these carts here are what we have been using as storage for tarps. What the community is helping us with blanket washing. We are providing food, and we're taking care of one another. And we demand that right until the city can do something. This is an emergency measure. That's what this is, emergency relief. But it's a community solution. And so when Cameron Whitten talks about the stakeholders being at the table, it doesn't take $400,000 to make 1 unit of housing. Where's that money going? Well, it's not going to happen if you have houseless people who are making these decisions about how money is spent. There's going to be no more waste. This has got to stop now. So City Hall, admit this failure and allow us to work as a community.
Work with us!
We have, right now, these carts. We're going to put them on 4th Avenue. We're going to be in the light wherever we choose. Because homeless people right now are not accounted for in the system that says we can't be on sidewalks. We have to be somewhere. We can't just be pushed along. And right now, some of the people have told us that under the Burnside Bridge, when they were swept, the police sent them here, playing little games, or maybe because of compassion, because it's safe here. So, we have also, can you bring that shelf over? It's a little crooked. We have a personal storage bin that we're going to make a baggage claim, because it does look ugly to have your stuff spread out in the rain. And it's going to be safe. And I am asking for that parking space by the American flag across the Vigil. We give parking spaces for movie theaters. For movie shoots. We give parking spaces for dumpsters for businesses. This is a monument. This is our freedom of speech. We want 1 parking space. And we're going to continue to feed and give blankets. But don't forget, these are demonstrators standing up for their own rights, taking care of themselves, showing City Hall how it's done. And we need your help. OccupyPortland.org, the Vigil button. Thank you, Cameron Whitten.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we make a proclamation that our great friend Cameron Whitten is the president of We the People in the United States and all its territories. My name is Jerry Atlansky. If you don't know me, you didn't get my email. We send out thousands of emails for the last 3 years fighting one major problem. 21st century policing in a capsule is kill at will without due cause. This is the only state in the nation with a law that changes not only policing as we know it today, but for the future. I was self-appointed. I am the founder and chairperson for a group with a long name called United States Police / Oregon State Police Independent Citizens Review Board. We had passed and signed by the governor, the prior governor, in 2007, a law with the title of Senate Bill 111, Police Use of Deadly Physical Force. We have a 5-master plan, one of them right on the head of it to make you understand the depth of it. When this goes into use, which it has not, only because of the very top police officials, not just here in Oregon, but federal, in Washington, D.C. And picture this, a James Chassie Jr. setting, where an officer starts to beat and kick to death a restrained person. Our law says a police officer must stop immediately, arrest that officer, and let him go to prison by a federal jury, a full jury, not a grand jury, because a grand jury is only grand for police officers. We have 4 other aspects of it. For accountability, our organization will monitor the training. There is not one other anything like that in the nation where it actually has specific procedures. It has specific training that we're going to monitor. We have 5 members in the group and 3 on reserve. If you want to get on this group to help out, all you have to do is 2 things. One is contact your police chief here that Charlie Hayes just told me 5 minutes ago that he completely supports our program, and he will fire the police chief Reese if he does not put that program into order. Listen, please, when his competition, Jefferson Smith, comes up here to talk today in a few moments, if he does not say the same thing that Charlie Hayes has, you know who your next mayor should be. I will close with, if you Google, if you have access, if not, go to the library, Google just 4 words, the program name, Truly Reforming Law Enforcement. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here, and I hope you love this gentleman as much as I do. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had mixed feelings about saying anything, and I still do. And I have mixed feelings about any of us being here. You can boo me all you want. I don't know why the fuck you want to hear from a politician anyway. To my right is a young man who is hurting himself. And he's doing it for a cause that is deeply important and a moral tragedy that goes beyond the borders of our city. And I hope that the people who are here are not using this as an opportunity or misusing it as an opportunity.
We're using it as an opportunity?
Because I think he ought to eat.
I think you should have listened earlier.
I listened the whole time.
Yeah, right.
And you can yell at me all you'd like. And what I'll say, you can shout me down if you'd like, but I can get pretty loud myself. And I decided to do it because I think there are some important things to say, and I think there are important things to hear, even from a politician. But we had 4 shootings in the last 5 nights in our town. We had 12 people killed last night in Colorado. We have deep problems in this country. Deeper than I think any of us are willing to acknowledge, and deeper than any of us will be able to accomplish today. And I will hold the police department accountable. And I will make sure we come up with emergency strategies to address people who are houseless. And I will look to raise revenue for projects that we have. And I will preserve the fees that we have, even when people far more powerful than any of the 6 people who have yelled over the last 5 minutes ask me to cut those fees. And I will fight so that we do something about the widest wealth disparities in this country we've had since World War II. But we've got to do something way deeper. And I want to point something to somebody who you ought to be listening to more than you listen to me. And you ought to go to your computer and Google a guy named Richard Wilkinson. I don't even think he's from this country, but he gave a talk about what's happening in the world around wealth disparities and comparing nations based on income inequality. And if you compare nations, if you want to improve crime rates, if you want to improve homelessness, and by that I mean make it less, if you want to improve economic opportunity and you're an undeveloped nation, the best thing that a nation can do is become a developed one. But if you are a developed nation and you want to make crime and homelessness and heart attacks and poverty a little bit better, a little bit less tragic, the best thing you can do is not become more developed. The best thing you can do is become more equal. The best thing you can do is improve income equality. And if we're wondering why there are people sleeping in places because they don't have anywhere else, and if we're wondering why we have people shooting each other when they oughtn't be shooting each other, you don't need to look too much further to understanding that we are dealing with a global and national problem, that if we don't deal with it in our entire lives, we won't be big enough to deal with it. But let me say something else. I want to talk to the people who aren't yelling and the people who are, and I want to figure out what our ratio is of yelling to voting. Because I was talking to my friend Teresa Rayford, who was telling me, you know what, Jeff, you're big enough, you should carry Cameron out of here and bring him to a hotel to get him something to eat. Because the people here who care the most will vote the least. And so what I'm asking you is, if you care, don't vote for me. Charlie's a pretty good guy too. What I ask you is to dedicate more deeply than a single rally, more deeply than a sign, more deeply than somebody who's gone 50 days without eating solid food.
Prove to us that voting matters. Every time you vote, you lie. He's a puppet. He's a puppet.
And the last thing I want to say, and I know the easiest thing for me to do is come and say, I can get applause lines. I know how to do that. I just think we need to work a little harder and think a little deeper. And what I like to do is give a round of applause to the people who are working really hard, and thank you for listening for a second, and even thanks to the people who are yelling. I appreciate it.
My name is David Love. This is an impromptu. I've worked on 62 issues and 14 different candidates and campaigns across this country. I do not believe this man who just talked. I've been in the back. I have been in the back rooms where the deals are made and watched it. It was my job. I don't do that job anymore. 10 years ago is when it all fell apart. Going on 12. The man just massaged us.
All right, hey, there's a sign-up thing. Talk to Cameron if you want to talk.
We're making it. This is almost over.
Thank you, brother. So my name's Art Rios. I am with Right to Survive.
I'm a supporter of Right to Dream too. And I hear everybody clapping, but I want to see a show of hands of those that are here right now in solidarity for Cameron. Show me your hands. Show me your hands. All right, now how many people think he should eat? Okay, I like the solidarity better. Put your hands down. For me, fighting the fight for the houseless community has been a long fight for me. Do you understand it's taken one person to go 50 days without eating to get City Hall to recognize what is going on in the community? It takes one person to build a campaign. He didn't just build one campaign, he built multiple campaigns with everybody here today supporting what he does. It's not just about the Right to Dream 2s, the Right to Survive, Dignity Village, Sisters of the Road, Join, and any other folks that's out here. Sorry, Occupy, you guys are out here, haha, as well. We're our own individual groups that work on our own campaigns. But this was one gentleman who sat up in front of City Hall at 50 days. Yeah, I wish he eat, but you know what? He's making his own choices. Make your own choice. Understand that. You are your own human being. No one says what is right for someone else. And once again, we heard from another person that wants to become mayor. I have protested up in front of City Hall for 2 mayors, and nothing has happened. Once again, we're going to have 2 other folks trying to run for mayor, and probably nothing's going to happen.
Exactly.
But look, once again, we're going to come back to Cameron. One person brought this many people out. That's ridiculous.
Whitten for mayor!
And that's what it should have been. Whitten for mayor. You know, Cameron's one person, 21 years old. He's my oldest son right there. You know, and he gives his heart out to the people. And people got to understand that. He's not just doing it for himself. He's doing it for everyone. It doesn't matter if you have money. It doesn't matter if you don't have money. He's trying to put it in your eyes that the city has to fucking wake up and help other human beings. I don't want to be a number or a color. I want to be a human being. I have a personal saying that says, may no one human being go without. You figure out what that without is, and you know what it is? It's Cameron, because he's helping me as well as I'm helping him. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to see all you guys show up. This has been a long, hard road since the camps broke up. I know that a lot of us with Occupy care about the homeless issue. We've been working on it very hard. I feel fortunate to have met Cameron and the rest of you guys. I'd like to thank first and foremost Right to Dream 2, Right to Exist, Sisters of the Road, Dignity Village, all you guys that have been here for decades trying to fight this alone, it seems. So now you have Occupy and we have everybody else around us. We all are part of the same team now. What's important that we do now is everybody get on the same Google list or whatever and start talking. So get over there, get on Cameron's list. We'll be all on, we can speak more, I guess, get more done if we all talk. So let's all get on that list for Cameron. And thank you, Cameron. Everybody, big, big round of applause for Cameron. There's a sleepover tonight. I hope you guys show up. We're going to surround the City Hall again like they did 2 years ago. Most of us forgot that, but they keep doing it. We keep doing it, keep doing it. So hopefully this time, with all of us, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Thank you.
Colonel Loosenot at your service. So, December 1st, 1990, or 2000 and whatever it was, last year, 8 months ago, at 4:20, I lit a candle, all right? And my intention in lighting that candle was that this candle was not going to go out until the situation over here changed. Because it's not a matter of semantics. The situation is that your sleeping bag is illegal. Your tarp is illegal. That's camping equipment, and within the city limits, that is prohibited camping. God forbid that you have a storage tub or a pallet to sleep on, because that's a structure, and like me, you will be cited for erecting a structure in public property, in public space without a permit. So we have a court case going on right now. August 23rd is my court date, and I was sleeping on a pallet over here at City Hall on a rainy, cold night, and they cited me for sleeping on a pallet. They said I was erecting a structure. So the way that the laws are written, these structures, like the one I was sleeping on, and the sleeping bag that I was sleeping in, are completely illegal. So anyway, when I lit that candle, my intention was that we're not going away until this injustice is remedied. We are not going away. And that's the message that we have for City Hall, is that we're not going away. We're not going away. You can cite us. You can cite us for structures. You can cite us for leaving our property on the sidewalk for more than 2 hours. You can cite us for all that stupid bullshit that you try to pull. And you know what? We're not going away. It's really simple. You know, we're going to focus our energy here because the argument is so simple. The argument is that the right to safe, warm, dry sleep is fundamental to mental health and community health. And until we can guarantee that every person that's visiting this town has the right to safe, warm, dry sleep, we are not going to go away. I would like, for the next 30 or 60 seconds, on March 24th, we had a rally for the homeless, and we all held hands. We had a moment of silence. I would really like it if you would reach out to the hand of your neighbor right now, and that we would just bring the volume down, bring the intention up. All right? Because this is where our power is. This is a spiritual revolution we're in. I don't give a shit what you believe in, because all that stuff is really powerful. So believe in what you believe in. Grab the hand of your neighbor. Let's have 30 seconds of silence for intention, please. We are not going away.
Okay. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism, boom, boom. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism, boom, boom. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism, boom, boom. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Down with capitalism, boom, boom. Hello, everybody. I'm Ibrahim Mubarak from Right to Survive, Right to Dream too. And as I was walking down the street, I saw a lot of citizens. I want to change that because people on the street. Citizens mean that I'm a city sin. Y'all understand? Because I'm on the street. I don't have no home, or I don't have no place to go shower or shave. So I want to say people. Power to the people, not citizens. Because everybody is being affected here by this economic crunch. I want to say one thing to them 3 guys that was out in blue. I guess they called the police. They the real reason why Muslims don't eat pork. Yeah. So, and we all out here are 99ers, right? Did you know that 99% of the people on the street are American people living in this country? 99% of the people that losing their houses are American people living in this country. 99% of the people that don't have work are living in this country, 99% of the people that are homeless are living on the streets without food, water, a place to shit, a place to shower, a place to shave, a place to eat, a place to sleep safe, a place to get good clothing, a place where their pets can be with them, a place where their family can be with them, because we are the 99%ers, we can do something. And if you're not fighting for your rights, you are a city sin. Cameron been out here for 50 days to bring attention to everybody what this city is doing to them, what this city is doing to you, to somebody's mother, to somebody's brother, to somebody's nephew, to somebody's uncle. There's enough vacant houses out here where we can fix up and put people in. There's enough. They even passed a van where people can park their cars in church lots, and communities don't want that. Tell me, what do you want? As the man was speaking earlier, they swept under 3 bridges Monday. And I went under there to see people. It was a ghost town, nobody there. Where did they go? I want to put this warning out to all of you who live in neighborhood. Residential areas, homeless coming to a neighborhood near you. What must we do? Must we watch Cameron starve himself? Must we watch this one man speak up for us? We must join together. We must evolve and take our land back, take our streets back, take our cities back. Because these people are supposed to be public servants. They're supposed to listen to us, because in the Constitution it says we the people, not we the citizens. We must fight for our rights. We must speak out. We must join Cameron in solidarity. At 12 o'clock tonight, I'll be going on my Ramadan fast for 30 days, and I will be in solidarity with Cameron. I just want to thank you all, because if you going to stand here and let this man do all this by himself, where people I know would take a federal chance on doing drugs in the street, drinking in the street, than fighting for their own rights, you are a city sin.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Hi, my name's Zoe Taylor, and I came here 10 months ago because I heard that Portland was a very progressive city. And I was appalled by the homelessness I saw as soon as I got here. And look at me. I am the face of white privilege. I am a retired state worker from New York State. I have a pension, Social Security, I have Medicare, and I own a condo. But guess what? It's not all about me. It's about the others who haven't had the opportunities I had. I was poor and I was a single mother in the 70s, but I had access to things that others don't have access to by virtue of my skin and my middle class position. I believe that shelter is a human right. There are no two ways about it. And I'm here to stand with those who need help. I've been very privileged, and I'm very aware of it. But I also know, as I said, it's not all about me. And I was very moved by the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he said, "An injustice to one is an injustice to all."
I would like to thank the speakers today, and thank you to the rest of you for being present here.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. There is a coldness in the heart of our society. As the highest tier of Americans continue to profit, the gap of inequality widens, and invaluable lives are deprived of the basic essentials for survival. Some may think that a hunger strike is a dangerous and effective tactic to address this crisis. Some may think that it is not enough, where even in the world's most prosperous nation, every 53 minutes, an American child dies due to poverty, how many more are we willing to let die before we act? The theory of housing first states that providing a stable place to sleep significantly enables a person to find employment, recover from substance abuse, refrain from violence and crime, and seek mental health counseling at a lower cost to government. In a progressive and thriving city such as ours, if we were able to adopt such a powerful resolution, we would be more successful and resourceful in combating systemic poverty, rather than using our police force to sweep vulnerable human beings from bridge to doorways to jail cells. We entered this protest with 3 distinct goals. So far, advancement with the city has appeared a little bleak. But if you pay close attention, you can see a subtle change in our approach on the issue. I'd like to thank the mayor and city council for their responsiveness, their advocacy, and their endless work behind the scenes to address our general welfare. We have their attention and are beginning to broaden their policies to deal with this housing crisis. We are close to a victory. Now it is time for the citizenry to do their part. This can be a summer of memory, where more of us will turn off our TVs, cancel our trips to the beach, spend time away from the bar, and start being awake. I strongly encourage the students, workers, the unemployed poor, those left in endless debt, and all others looked as being less than middle class to participate in our day of economic justice. August 10th will be an observance of the 70th day of my hunger strike, and the day the United States Declaration of Independence first reached the streets of London. Beginning right here, we will host a rally, march, potluck, dance party, and slumber party. There is so much visibility for this great cause right now. The whole world is watching. Now is the time for unity, not to divide amongst ourselves. I can see the light inside every single one of you right now. Never surrender that power. Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron.
Now if we can entertain ourselves a little bit, we have Cooper here with his keyboard. He wanted us to sing together this song of unity and to really start feeling the presence that we have here.
So now we're going to talk about the universal language of music, which unifies everybody. Cooper, have a seat.
You actually know that, then that will be nice for me.
This is the song, which is the theme song to the film Home Skillet, about a Portland woman who goes on a hunger fast against homelessness. We shot the trailer on Monday with Cameron and a bunch of people down here right in front of City Hall. Now we're missing half of the band, the Boy and the Bird, who had to work tonight at Prasad. So if you're going by Prasad, you might pop in and say, hey. So Cooper's going to give it a whirl. We just passed some things out to you that are little pieces of paper, and that's the chorus. And he's going to teach you how to sing that right now so you can join in with him.
This isn't.
Hey guys, I'm Cooper. I co-wrote the song with my brother Saxon, and unfortunately he is the lead singer on this, and he sings much higher than I do, so it might sound a bit sketchy. I hope you all have those little pieces of paper that have the lyrics on it. The chorus goes. The
a smile to get you through the day. Sometimes it's worthwhile to learn from your mistakes.
All right. So just sing along if you can. If not, hum along, whatever you can do.
Just don't care, the rest can burn. I'm falling out of time with the rest of the world, but we all smile the same. For
out today. We really appreciate it.
And I kind of
Nobody knows when we go home, right?
Yeah, that's good shit. You got it done. Did you hear about that?
What's that?
There's a story for you.
Yeah.
You had a family.
Can I film you while you
Yeah,
tell?
please.
Okay, good,
There's
cool.
a story for you.
Yeah.
My name's JJ. I'm from Occupy Reno. I've been here for 3 months, 4 months now, supporting this whole matter. Seriously. About a week or so ago, I'm up here every day. Or at least every night, something, almost. Almost. So it's while I missed one. Yesterday I took one off. There was this family that showed up, a man, a woman, 2 children. Children very young, one probably a couple years old, one probably 4 years old. They were staying out here on the side of the street for a good week or so. It took, well, now they're on a plane. I hear they have a plane ticket to go home to Florida.
Somebody helped them with a donation on
Well,
that?
you know what? Actually, the city finally got off its butt. Us being out here and raising all this skunk, and then the people coming right here to City Hall, and actually having to sleep out here for a week or more with their kids. They're very patient, very stable about, they just kept trying. They didn't go out breaking laws or whatever it was. Good people, normal people, made the wrong decision at the wrong time, got in the wrong place, something, whatever it was. I don't know.
Or just victim of
But
circumstance.
All I know is that this vigil right here, they gave them a place, what do we call this, a venue? Which is, I think, brought up in Constitution or something of the sort. Just being able to have a right to a venue. To a venue.
Place to be safe.
To be able to go and bring things to notice and to bring them out in the open, I think is what a venue might be. We might have to really look this up in the dictionary. But so we as Occupy took our action to be able to have places like this where this can be dealt with. Okay, and it's just really bye. See ya. Thank you for coming so much. Somehow or another so obviously this place right here, with the action that everybody's doing, Cameron and everybody else from Occupy is sticking in, and we gave these people a safe place to be. Okay, well, I'm sure the city kept them safe and all that, but we, combination.
Yeah, that's good.
But we got the job done. I heard possibly the city might have got him a ticket finally.
The city might have even done that?
Yeah. When I came to Portland, I inquired about this just to see in case I came across somebody, okay, that might need something like this. And I even asked a cop, do you guys have a program where I can get a bus ticket? Or somebody I know might need a bus ticket out of town, I think is what I told them. And they said no. Obviously, there is avenues, but why do we have to go through all this to get that? Why can't we simplify this matter a little bit? Okay, everybody makes a mistake once in a while. You say, "Oh, wow, you made a mistake." Now,
sometimes it's not all a mistake, though. Sometimes.
But the point is now you made a mistake. Now you don't deserve anymore.
Yeah, but aren't there people who don't make mistakes that are still fall on their feet, off their feet? And they don't make mistakes. They're a victim of circumstance. You're at a good job and they close down.
It's a mistake, though. You made the wrong decision. It's your mistake, but still.
It's my mistake if a job.
Some things happen that way.
Yeah, so I'm working at a job and they close it down.
Work at that place.
I'm just trying to say there's people out here that it's not mistakes that they do. They're just victims. Yeah,
you have a point.
Yeah, that's all.
But even then, we're all going to become victim once or another. You can put everything. I built my life planning everything out since I was a teenager. How I was going to do it, and then the one thing I didn't add to that picture of all my plans is only one thing that never changes is that things change, and I wasn't ready for that. I left that one piece out of the puzzle, and
I expected just because I had things going in a good direction, it would always keep going in a good direction. Something, one too many, there's just so many pieces in the puzzle. One thing changed. It's all it took. It's all it took. It's one thing. When I expected the things that I thought would be the most solid, that was one of the ones that changed. And it just, whoops.
Well, hey, thanks for sharing with me. You had a good story to tell.
We got a good positive thing going on here, man. We got a family, 2 kids on their way home, or somewhere where they're a lot more comfortable. Maybe we should get this done. That's really cool. The city pitched in, we pitched in. They are patient. But you know what? I've talked to people that have been on the streets for a long time and tried to work their way through the system. In fact, talking to Sam Adams to the City Hall in person and being put off and ran around the corner railroad. And now they've got promises of they can go to some 82nd Street outside town here and talk to somebody. It's way the heck out there. And you know what? They went there, but still, man, we can simplify even more.
Well, we'll keep making changes. That was a good story you told, and we're going to have more changes.
It's about kids, but kids are important, man.
You're damn right.
You know, I'll tell you one thing else. I'm from Reno, Nevada. Nevada. 1 out of 5 children affected by a foreclosure in some way, shape, or form. That's a statistic, solid. Okay, 1 out of 5 children in the state of Nevada. Okay, good majority in Vegas, of course. Now from where I'm from, in Reno, Washoe County, 15,000 children, 15,000 students in Washoe County School District homeless in the past year. 15,000 students, which are under 18 basically, in the Washoe County School District. 15,000 kids in one county. Probably one of the biggest counties in the state, but still.
I hear you, brother. Thanks for sharing, too.
I've never looked past this level. This level is
That's kind of like a 70s look to it or something.
It looks like, that looks worse.
Yes, indeed,
Hey,
right?
Good job.
Oh, never mind.
Hi.
Is already slaughtering the story.
Yeah, the corporate media.
Yeah, there was already a radio station that said that I'm suing the radio station. 11:90 a.m. I just found out.
Victoria Taft, right? I think I heard it.
They said that I'm suing the city because I was pushed out of my wheelchair on eviction day.
They're idiots.
It blows my mind.
Yeah, they also say that,
Hey, I'll call you right back.
They were also saying stuff to the length of, the police helped you. When you watch the video, they weren't helping you.
Not at all.
Yeah, no. She shit-talked so bad, Victoria Taft. Yeah,
Well,
you can
it's cool,
expect
man. Like,
it.
I know the media's going to talk shit. I know they are. I know that people are going to hear stories and they're going to make up all sorts of stuff about me. And honestly, I don't care what they have to say. Like, I'm in a wheelchair. I've been here for over 8 months now because of their actions.
Come over here.
Yep.
I mean,
just gonna tell the truth.
And it blows my mind that people are like, oh, he's just faking it. He just wants to be. Why the hell would I want to be sitting down for 8 months?
Yeah.
I'm a professional musician.
Yeah.
God, shut up.
She was saying, oh, we seen this coming. It was almost like they had,
Well, yeah, if you kick the shit out of somebody, they're
I see
probably
it
going to
coming.
sue.
Yep. You're probably going to hurt people. You might have a lawsuit.
I mean, it's ridiculous to sit there and to think that, people are going to take what the media says as truth and to see what happened and what the media says, like to actually be and be there and experience it. And even before, like during Occupy, I did interviews on the news and then saw the interviews that I did on the news, and they completely cut things around and change it and swap things around. Like they're liars. It's all fake.
That's why I got a camera. I got tired of hearing the bullshit and the lies and coming out to these events and seeing the truth and then not seeing it later on TV or the radio. So I'm filming it myself.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you bet. And keep up what you're doing, man, because you're doing the right thing.
Thank you, bro.
Yep. Yep. Good job, everybody.
Scoot on by, y'all.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was, man. We got a bigger.
You're going to play for the link arm space?
We don't really play with Justin for a minute, but yeah, I just want to get some
My favorite is on Facebook the other day. I'm not leaving here. What frame we're looking at? I don't know. I think working together sometimes works out, and we can ask.
I gotta be too mobile. I gotta.
Are you starting the link around?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not starting it. It's it is. We are.
It
We
is.
are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
You're not starting it. We all are.
Yes.
Yes, I got it.
I'm looking for some like. I'm using my car because like it's the best people.
What's this? The car swarm now? What? Now we got a van swarm, a car swarm driving around. Are you guys the car swarm?
Yeah, we're the car swarm.
Peace. Individuals for justice, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Change the world. Stop the violence.
Yeah.
That's what.
turn this way.
What's good, baby?
Let's see what Cameron is. I think he's across the
Keep going, keep going.
Okay.
Keep on, keeping on.
There we go.
Okay, okay.
No, I like what she's thinking about. I just don't like hearing distraught. Thank you for profiling me. Thank you. From the mouth on the floor of the power, whatever they can match, and that represents the bridge.
When are you going to switch to the little roller? Oh, yes, man. We should have took the streets in.
Yep, that's right. We got plenty of time. All right, bless you.
Well,